Okay, the structure of our workshop, of course, is products, infrastructure, and policies. And we thought it would be a good idea to talk about the vehicle products in short presentations from the vehicle manufacturers themselves. And we wanted to space them out so that each product, each vehicle would have its own place in the spotlight, because no one is putting more at risk here in the EV movement than the manufacturers, and we thought that would be an appropriate way to really showcase the products. So to start us off, I'd like to ask Pauline Key to join us up on the stage here. Pauline is a manager of the Zero Emission Business Unit in the Nissan headquarters in Yokohama, Japan. Pauline?
Thank you, Steve. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Pauline. I'm with Nissan Motor Company, and I'm attached to the Zero Emission Business Unit. Now, I've been given 5 minutes, and the specifics to cover as given by the organizer is what, where, when, and how many. So I'm going to dive straight into it, all right? Okay, so let's attack the what. The answer from Nissan is the Nissan Leaf. Now, this is an 100% all-electric car. So what is the Nissan Leaf? Basically, it's a 5-passenger hatchback, and basically it's powered by a lithium-ion battery. As you can see, it's situated at the floor of the vehicle. And as Professor C.C. Chan said earlier, it's really quite simplified in terms of the components. The EV basically is powered by battery, and the battery is then to power the motor, and you've got inverter. So your 3 main components in the EV is the battery, the motor, and the inverter. All right, so quickly on the vehicle specifications. The Leaf has a range of 160 kilometers or 100 miles. It gives up to 140. It goes up to about 140 kilometers per hour or 90 miles per hour. The battery, as I mentioned earlier, it's got a 24 kilowatt hour capacity, and the motor gives up to about 80 kilowatts and 280 Newton meters. Now, just as a reminder on the range, 160 kilometers actually is more than sufficient for most of the daily driving needs of most people. And as Mark showed earlier in this chart, that's the same for London, and I trust it's the same here for Hong Kong. So our data show that about 80% of drivers around the world drive less than 100 kilometers on a daily basis. All right, so the where and when. So here this chart shows us the rollout plan for our Nissan Leaf. The Nissan Leaf will be coming soon, very soon, in fact, by December. We're going to see it launch in Japan as well as the United States in select states. And in Europe, beginning from next year, starting with Portugal in January, Ireland in February, UK in March, and in the Netherlands in June. Although we are starting a small-scale pilot in the city of Amsterdam by February. So Nissan and Renault, we plan to mass market globally by 2012. Now, that's an ambitious plan. And to do so, I guess with the EV, you have to ensure that this market is ready. So a lot of what Mark said earlier in his presentation resonates with what Nissan is doing. So in order to get EV successfully launched in a market, you first need to make sure that the conditions are there for EV to succeed. So infrastructure, incentives at the beginning, obviously, as well as regulatory environment. And we're seeing a different stream today talking about building codes and all that. So that's really critical in terms of getting the conditions and the market ready for EV. All right? So how many? That's the golden question, isn't it? Here, what I can share with you is this is what we already have in terms of pre-orders. Since April, we've opened up pre-orders in Japan and USA through online reservations. So we have up of 26,000 in both countries right now. And in Europe, we just recently opened our reservations in September, and we've got more than 1,000 units. Granted, these are early adopters, so we'll hope to see that momentum and that being sustained throughout the launch phase. Okay, so market opportunity, as you know, we are very optimistic about EV. We think that by 2020, EV will become will basically constitute 10% of the total industry volume. I think Professor C.C. Chan was a little bit more optimistic than we were. He put 12% in his scenario earlier. So that's good news for us. So in any case, the alliance between Nissan and Renault, we hope to be global leaders in zero-emission mobility. All right, so the last slide here, basically, the Leaf will be the first EV in the marketplace from Nissan, but by all means, it's not going to be the last. All right, so this slide shows you we've got 3 more zero-emission products coming up in the pipeline. That will include an electric van, a light commercial vehicle. We'll also be introducing an electric compact in our luxury brand Infinity lineup. And we'll also see a sort of a snazzy little 2-seater urban commuter for urban environment. So together with Renault's got 4 more products in the lineup. So between Renault and Nissan, we'll see 8 zero-emission products coming up in the 3 years from now. All right. So last but not least, I think I'm still on the counter here. I'm going to end with a video. But I've just given you a very quick snapshot of Nissan's plans. So for those of you who are interested to know more about what we are doing, you know, anything that in your cities that you're interested in, feel free to come up and talk to me. I'll be here for today and tomorrow. All right, so enjoy the video.
Thank you, Pauline. Very nice.